How often do you write down your thoughts or ideas? If you don't journal regularly, then you might want to consider starting today. Journaling has been proven to improve self-awareness, creativity, productivity, and overall happiness. Journaling is a simple practice that involves writing down your thoughts and feelings, whether they are positive or negative. When you start journaling, you'll begin to notice patterns in your life and gain insight into your personality. When I started journaling 3 years ago, I immediately felt more clarity, where before I was full of chaos and without a direction in my life. Journaling helps you become aware of your emotions and allows you to reflect on your experience. This can help you identify areas where you need improvement and develop new habits. Although the concept of journaling has existed for centuries, the modern journal only emerged in the late 19th century. Before that, people kept a diary, but this was usually private and limited to the writer's own thoughts and experiences. A journal can be used to document personal growth, such as writing skills or hobbies. People can also use a journal to explore their thoughts and emotions. A journal can finally also be used to record just daily life events. The science behind journaling tells us that it makes us feel happier. To journal, follow one of a few possible methods that I will describe now. Take a notepad and pen at night or in the morning for gratitude journaling. Write down at least 2 things that you are grateful for which came up this day. For example, I wrote about being grateful for having a healthy, complete body to play football and feel fresh air. I wrote about being grateful for the time I spent today with my friends, which gave me happiness and a feeling of freedom. You can be creative with this. It does not matter that much if you just make sure that you put some time in. You can use some questions to ask yourself, such as what excited you or what drained your energy today. This can be anything. Just take a few minutes to actively do this and be conscious of it. Give yourself at least 15 minutes to completely focus on one topic in deep journaling. From my experience, a lot of times there are some deep topics that are in my mind, which I cannot really decide about without focused time to really think about it. Most people just think of these things besides or between watching a YouTube video or doing homework, but this is not enough sometimes. When I am in my setup and I start to think deeply about this specific topic, for example, where exactly I want to be in 2 years, I ask myself, why am I thinking of this topic? What are my options? And what comes naturally to me? What I want to really feel, what the options I have will bring me in terms of happiness and more. For all these questions, which you can specify for the topic, I take all the time I need without distraction. This will make your brain go a bit deeper than you normally go. And you will find answers to your questions that you will not actually stand by and be motivated to follow up on. And once you have done this, it will not be constantly in your head, as you will have gotten some clarity on this topic. For me, when I started deeply journaling about where I wanted to be in 2 years, I went through the process and I found clarity in my head, which is now just translated into some steps that I follow on a daily basis to achieve the goals that I have in 2 years. For me, it went from just working and seeing where it leads to actually knowing what I wanted more out of my life, to having a focus on building up side hustles next to my job and actively looking for opportunities to work abroad and start living a kind of digital nomad lifestyle. Journal for clarity. If you have a chaotic mind, just dumping your thoughts on paper will give you a sense of clarity and freedom. This can help, for example, when you are dealing with a breakup or with grief. This brings a lot of thoughts to your mind, and taking them with you throughout the whole day is really tiring. Finally, you can journal to get out of your mindset. Focus on trying to make someone else happy or to look around to see something you haven't seen before. This will draw you to the present, which is the only time in which you can be happy. It gives you a different perspective on your life and which path can be taken towards happiness. Journaling gives you mental clarity. For me, journaling has been a helpful tool to get clarity when my mental health was at its worst. Now, it keeps me on track and feels like it sharpens me to think important things in my life, to be grateful and to get out there and follow my dreams and become happy. And you can do this too.